for the template of guidance for CFT, we have over 20 pages. At the same time, too, we have other seminars that we take. Really, one of the things that Pastor Sidney forgot to mention, which probably is crucial for this meeting, is that we invited our auditor and our lawyer to come and educate us with all prophetic voice ministers that churches that were under us. And we invited the lawyer and the accountant together because sometimes accountant felt that this is the way some issues in accounting should be handled, and the lawyer brought out a new act that discredited that way. So it is a cooperation between the law and the accounting that gave us the edge we have. Why are we doing this before I invite the next person? The book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 3. It says, then this Daniel distinguished himself above the governors and satraps because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king gave thoughts to setting him over the whole realm. So he was promoted over everybody. I recognize that he's a foreigner. So the governors and the satraps sought to find some charge against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no charge or fault, because he was faithful nor was there any error or fault found in him. Then this man said, we shall not find any charge against Daniel unless we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Now, this is one of the scriptures that ministers, anybody who is called to ministry must know of mind. That ministry is not just gathering people, clapping hands, singing, teaching, and going. No. You are dealing with human beings. We looked at people group yesterday when we were looking at 2 days ago, when we were looking at administration for the church. So if somebody say, I want to be a pastor, you are looking for the biggest trouble on earth that a man can get himself into. That's the reason why, if the Lord did not send you and you go, blows and disgrace are waiting for you, and jail sentence, if possible. For those of you in Nigeria, the Lord had told me, I saw many ministers put in prison because somebody will rise up in Nigeria who will implement all these laws. In England, they are the same laws that govern Nigeria. The only difference is that Nigeria has not implemented even their own personal governance, talk less the laws of charity. But because of bastardizing that is going on among Pentecostal churches, which has been causing a lot of aggros in Nigeria, there is a great push now in the high places for implementation of the law. And when the law is implemented, it will not only pastor, it will implement to churches and mosques. Because you will discover that Nigeria now, they have this noise nuisance law implemented. It has been there before. And when I went in some time ago last year, some churches where ministers came to me and said that there is a war against us. You know, they have closed down 15 churches. They haven't closed down one mosque. I said, what's going on? And they told me. I said, this law has never been. Number one, it is ungodly for a minister to allow his service to disturb another man's peace. It is very ungodly. That you are having service in your church and somebody who's your neighbor cannot sleep. It is satanic. But the fact is that the mind of an average Nigerian minister in this area, they believe that, it's God. Everybody should. It's not so. Jesus hates it. Because the people that you have to evangelize, if you put them off, you cannot win them to Christ. And your prayer shouting is nothing before God. But you must respect others. So the same thing is going to happen in Nigeria, that they will begin to compel churches for auditing and all this stuff. Now, before I invite Pastor Fumi, I want to say that when Pastor was speaking, I hope you have been writing. I also did some writing. Everything Pastor was speaking about, from talking about every account must be CFT in CFT name or in the organization's name, not in the name of the founder or the name of any member. any assets of the church purchased by the church, even if the founder put his own money to trigger it, like what I did for Jesus City. I emptied my own personal account to pay deposit when they demanded it. But then that deposit went for a donation from me and my family. And others then put in money and the church paid for the rest. Yet the land is in the name of the church. Anything done there is in the name of the church. As I am, so my leaders are and members are when it comes to consideration. Then husband and wife must not be able to sign out a check. And every church must run accounting bank system that runs with two categories of signatories, category A and category B. You must not have 4 signatories and any 2 can sign. Why shouldn't you do that? If you do that, in law, you have established intention to steal. And if law catches up with you, though you did not steal, you are liable like a thief. Because once intention is established in definition of stealing, then stealing is effective. So the same thing he spoke about scrutinizing bank statements just for your own security, that the bank deduct money how. So you must do that monthly and don't sign a blank check. I know everything he has told you is just for us to be compliant. Now, if you have questions why the pastors are teaching, I want you to write down the questions because some of the questions might have been answered. Now, the next person we want to listen to, she's the one among the trustees and administrators who take care of accounting.